Most of you don't know, and I don't know if I want to tell it, but I'll go ahead and tell it. I'm a certified fitness trainer and a certified running coach. My focus is getting brand new runners. Oh, don't write it down, Elise. My focus is getting brand new people introduced to running and getting them to their first 5K. And I do that on the side, part-time, but I'm an IT developer, so my time is limited. But TIFL Life has been awesome. I can't say, I don't even want to start. I only have 15 minutes here. But it's been awesome. The mentors make the difference with the athletes. The running portion of it, we're always trying to improve, make it easier, make it smoother for the new athlete. We have people who have never run, who haven't run in years, who hate running, who has 2 left feet. So this is just to make it easy, smoother, and some things for you as a mentor to look to correct so that the athlete can relax and enjoy the run. Because running can be therapeutic, thought-provoking, enjoyable, and relaxing. So the purpose of our Try It for Life running session is to get the ladies to the 2-mile mark. That will be the end of the race. So we're not training for a 5K, 10K, or a half marathon. So with that being said, if you yourself run a 10-minute mile pace, you're going to have to take a step back and relax. As Janina said, this is not your training session. So just take a step back, relax. And for new runners, they're not experienced. They don't know. They're looking for you to give the answers, to give the direction. So it's important that we understand that we're only getting them to 2 miles. We have 12 weeks. We can't get them to a 5K in 12 weeks. However, let's not push the ladies beyond what they want to do. I've seen a lot of things, and I'm overemphasizing this for a reason, but the goal is the 2 miles, and we should keep the intensity low, steady, and slow. We will do various drills throughout the 12 weeks where we will have hill training, speed training, but for the most part, allow the ladies to build the endurance on their own. It's not a race. It's just a low training session where we're getting the proper form, proper breathing technique so they will be able to get to the 2 mile safely. We also want to make sure that the athlete is progressing along within these weeks. However, someone may not get the right planting of the foot or the arm. Just take it easy. Pull them to the side and work with them on the side. There should be enough mentors available where if some people are having problems, you can pull them to the side and work with them on that. Without lacking the other runners. Now, if there are experienced runners, if there are, former Olympics that are out there ready to train, they're comfortable with their breathing, they have the form down, let them go. You give them a training plan for that day and you allow them to run. For someone who runs, they're comfortable with running. However, they want to improve the breathing, then you focus on the breathing for that athlete. There will be runners who want to, or walkers who just want to walk 2 miles. That's okay. With running, portion of the sprint triathlon, you can walk, you can slog, jog, trot, it doesn't matter, as long as you get there. Whereas biking, you have to get on the bike and pedal. So there are options for a runner to get to the 2 mile mark, okay? You want to allow the athlete to tell you. However, there will be people out there who will complain, who don't want to put forth the effort to run. The goal is to encourage all the participants to run. However, if there's physical limitations or something that they just don't want to run, that's fine. We'll have a walking plan for them. But it's not a stroll in the park. The goal is still to get to the 2 mile mark. And we don't want to take an hour to do the 2 miles either. It's not a race, but we have a walking form that will get them to the 2-mile mark in a decent time. I'm sorry, go back please. As a mentor, we've already said you're not a coach, you are a supporter, a motivator. So first off, you're their cheerleader. You're their #1 cheerleader, okay? And for my mentors here, they knew I couldn't swim, okay? I swim like a rock. But they encouraged me and motivated me. I mean, I was up here, and I did my first triathlon, struggled in the pool, but I did it because of my mentors. So you can make a difference just by motivating and supporting, okay? Even if they have 2 left feet, it's okay. You still encourage them and motivate them. And understand, not every run session will be a good run session. I'm sure if you guys run, you know, you have a good one and the next day something's off, okay? It's okay. If they had a bad run, you're encouraging them, you'll get it next time. Don't worry about it, you know. You're an advisor and a fact finder. I have to say that together because over the years that I've been with Triathlon Life, we've had some not good information coming to the fold where we have, you know, some people saying it's left, some people saying it's right, and we want to just make sure that all the information that we're giving to the athletes, because they're looking for you to provide that information. So we want to make sure that we're giving like information, okay? So if you don't know the answers, ask another mentor, go out to the forum, ask questions, and get facts before providing it to the athlete. And it's okay for you as a mentor to say, hey, I don't know, let me get back to you. That's a good question. Chandra is better at that. Let me ask Chandra and I'll get back to you. It's okay, all right? We're not professionals here, we're just mentors. As a mentor, you're also a demonstrator. So you're demonstrating the proper breathing technique, which I'll go over with you, the proper running form. And you yourself may not be up to par on your running form or breathing. That's okay. I'll share some techniques here that will improve that, and you can go back and work on that. If you're a chicken winger, where you're swinging your arms out this way, you can improve that where you're using your body efficiently enough.
I missed it. She was watching her chicken wing.
So we all know, we heard it last year, Fit Fest and a lot of other activities, the pre-run sessions where it all starts with the shoes. Now, I've seen grass cutting tennis shoes where you know they're just green from grass. You know that lady has done gardening and done tons of cutting grass with those shoes. Day 1 of a running session, it would be nice to encourage the ladies, once you check the shoes, encourage the ladies to go ahead and go to a local running store, Price Sports, and and have the analysis done, okay? And I support local running stores. There's quite a few here, but Tri Sports is one of our sponsors, so, right?
Yes.
Fit Fest is actually before training starts this year, so that kickoff, which you'll all be asked, you need to stress to these ladies to go to Fit Fest, get proper support,
And it is
and proper support.
All right, that all works good there. Okay, so at a, and this is high level, I'm not going into details, but at a fitting for your shoes, they will look at your foot, look at your arch, do an arch analysis to see how your foot is shaped. They will also ask you about injuries that you may have had. Maybe you had an ankle injury or something. They will put you on a treadmill and you will go through a gait analysis. It's time consuming, but it's so worth it. From that, they will give you a selection of shoes that is best for your foot. Whether you pronate or whatever the case may be, they will provide you with the proper shoe. From personal experience, I had this done years ago and I got a pair of shoes. those shoes were okay, but it's just something that wasn't right. It's okay. If an athlete comes out and says, hey, I just got all this done and they're not fitting right, it's okay to take them back and let them know this particular shoe, something's off, or whatever the case may be. There's more than one shoe that will fit your foot. So that particular shoe may not be the one for them. So have them or you yourself go back to the store and they'll work with you. I broke this down like this for a reason because I've seen a lot of things where the runner just doesn't get it. Okay, and anyone can just get out and run, but if you start with the basic, which is breathing, you'll build upon yourself. I had experience last season. I don't know why we were doing running while riding, but no, it was always after the, was it breaks? Okay. Anyway, some of the ladies were saying when they run, they have problems breathing. They just cannot get the breathing. So, this is a technique that I love to show new breathers. Initially, it's a little weird. You look funny running anyway, so go ahead and breathe funny until you get it, and then everything will just flow. So you start with the breathing, and it's just a simple walk and breathing technique. Once you learn that, there is a walking form. So if an athlete decides to do walking only, if you get the proper form, you will walk efficient enough where you're gaining speed, injury-free, and you're crossing the finish line feeling good, along with the running form. There's a lot of different running forms out there. These are the basics. So you yourself may say, well, I do the Coles method. That's fine. If it works for you, that's fine. These are just generals. This works. This is injury-proof. Well, I can't say proof. It reduces injury and the recovery. If you have a breathing, running, walking down pat, but you don't understand or have a good running recovery process, it could affect your next running session, okay? I teach cadence breathing. I use cadence breathing. I'm a cheerleader for cadence breathing. One, there's science behind everything, and I won't get too technical. But when you do cadence breathing, and you're within yourself, meaning you're not out of breath, your arm from your top of your head down to the bottom of your feet, everything is in rhythm. And actually your heartbeat is in sync with your entire body. Your arms moving, your feet is moving, your heart rate is at a stable rate. You're breathing. Everything is in sync. There's no way you should get out of breath or feel exhausted where you can't take another step. So all it is an inhale and exhale to your foot placement, okay? It allows you to regulate your heart rate, your breathing, and it relaxes you. Why? Because you're focused on your breathing. You're not chatting away, trying to distract yourself, but you're actually focused on the breathing. Which, you focus on the breathing, everything is in sync. You're happy, you're relaxed, you're not tense. The new athlete is less threatened when they understand the cadence breathing. They can run a little further, a little longer, a little happier. So, I teach new runners, and it's kind of beneficial, the 2 in, 3 out. Originally, it will sound like this. Like I said, it's a little weird, but it works. And if they practice this just while walking, slow walk, and build up to a faster walk into the running, they will never become out of breath. Because you're never leaving your breath by running too fast. Everything is in sync. More established runners, if there's someone that's, an 80-mile person, they may choose to do a 2 and 2. It doesn't matter. Whatever works for the athlete, but for new runners, kind of focus on the 2 in, 3 out. There are runners that have been running but just have breathing problems. Introduce them to the 2-3 or see what works for them. I know Angel, I introduced her to the 2-3. It didn't work for her because she was already doing the 2-2 and it worked for her. So just see what works for you, test it out. But this is tried and true, it works. Walking form, there is an Olympic event that is speed walking. So there's proper form for walking, and walking the 2 mile is fine, but we want to encourage the ladies to have the proper form. So I don't know how much time I have, but I'm going to speed it up. The walking form, you want to have the ladies to start out loose and relaxed, and we'll get to that when I do the next 2 slides here. But start off straight up, standing tall, okay? Your arms are at a 90-degree angle. You have a beautiful butterfly in each hand, color of your choice. You're cupping your hands, gently holding the butterfly, okay? Thumbs on top, wrists are relaxed. So, this is your beginning position. You're looking straight ahead, 20 feet ahead of you. You're going to look down because you want to see what's in front of you. But this is your starting position. Now I know a lot of us start, we walk like this, but you're wasting energy. So we want to reduce the energy. We'll save the energy. Arms are here, okay? So when you take the step, when you're walking, you're going to do a heel-toe roll, okay? We all know how to walk, right? So the lower body, I want to say it is a slight bend at the waist, but if things to look for in new runners is that they're not walking like this. You don't want a big bend in the back. That will cause strain on the back and a lot of unnecessary muscles to be used incorrectly. And then they start. One thing you want to also look out is for overstriders trying to gain distance in the front. That is incorrect. The length should be out the back. So they step, and you see where my foot is planted, under my hip. Can you guys see? Under my hip. Okay, so my back feet, the space between the two are in the back. So my lead is under my body, and I'm rolling over, and the space is in the back. So the length is in the back, I should say. So you're not having an athlete stepping out, or they're leaning back, okay? That's going to cause some unnecessary pain in the lower back 2 hours later. Okay, and then the smaller steps will make a difference. So I know a lot of people want to gain length, but you want to have your steps short, smaller steps, and you move faster. Okay. Running, it's a slight difference here. Your head is still up, your shoulders are relaxed, your arms are bent at a 90-degree angle, you have your butterfly as well, your wrists are relaxed, and your shoulders are up. One thing I didn't mention in the walking, your lead in your arm movement is the elbow. Okay? The elbow. You're going back, you're not coming up. You're wasting energy by coming up. Again, we're not creating track stars, so you want to be as efficient as possible and just go out the back. The elbow is leading. That's the same with runners. I've had some people to say, well, what makes me keep this position properly is that I'm hitting my hand on my hip, and that's fine. The key thing is not to come above, not to have your arms swing forward. A lot of new runners say, oh, my arms are tired, keeping that position. That's okay. Have them shake it out and go back into that position. Now, one major thing that new runners do, automatic, is they're tensing the shoulders. Well, that causes the chicken wings They're leading out of the back, but they're going out to the side. You want to relax shoulder onto the 90-degree and pushing out the back. The elbow is leading, okay? With running, the difference between the walking where you have a slight lean at the waist, there is no lean at the waist. You're leaning from the ankle. I don't know if I can do it here. Can you guys see that I'm leaning from the ankle? So, top to bottom, I'm straight, I'm just leaning from the ankle. If you start out and you just lean forward, gravity is going to take you and pull you down. Well, my foot has planted, 2 minutes, my foot has planted under, under my body. You never want to run out in front of you, okay? So if you see someone that is stepping out in front of them, 9 times out of 10, they're going to lead with their heel. They're heel strikers. You want to avoid that and make sure that they're stepping under on their midfoot, and that's just the center of their foot. Okay. Another thing you'll see is that they're trying to keep up with someone else, and they're overstriding. Okay. Small, quick steps. That's what you want. If they focus on the breathing and pushing the elbows back, the feet will kind of do its thing if they're leaning from the ankle. In the running, there should be no waist bending, okay? All right. Okay, so Janine has touched on this before. There are tons of different stretches. Before a run, it's a good idea to do a dynamic stretch. You have ladies, they worked all day, sat at their desk, 5:30, they're leaving work, changing in their car, oops, they just dropped their pre-workout drink in their lap. They're stressed, they're tense, they have 2 balls of stress here. So you want to get the ladies warmed up and relaxed. Belly breathing or diaphragm breathing is an awesome way to just kind of get the ladies to calm down, relax, and get into the running mode. When you do the dynamic stretches, it warms your body up, it increases the temperature, you're getting oxygen to all the parts of the body, you're stimulating the nervous system, and you're warming up those muscles that you may or may not use primarily, but you're warming up the entire body, and you are warming up those muscles that you're going to use that support the other major muscles that you're going to use. So we'll have a dynamic stretch worksheet out on the So with this, when they first get out of the car and they're signing up and they're getting going, like you said, start with running in place. You know, running in place, jumping jacks, butt kickers, you know, something like that that's gonna, exactly, that's gonna warm you up, get your heart rate going, and then start with these. These should not be I hope it doesn't say it, well it says hold the stretch. These should not be stretched. Before a run, you should not hold a stretch for 20 or 30 seconds. These are just dynamic, these are just moving. Once you warm up towards the end of that, then you can hold a stretch. Or even after a post-run stretch is where you want to do your static stretching. Okay. Post-run cool down. I've seen where the ladies have run the greenway and they come back and they're at their car and they just stop, chit-chat, and then get in their car and go home. The proper way to cool down would be to allow your heart rate to come back down. Just start with belly breathing as you stop before you get to the end, and just do a walk. You know, cool down walk, bring your heart rate down, calm down from your run. It reduces the stiffness and the soreness that you're going to have. And then once your body has calmed down and your heart rate has calmed down, that's when you go into a stretch, which you would hold for 20 or 30 seconds, something like this. Okay, or you can go back to the dynamic stretching without the jumping jacks or whatever. Recovery is very important. It starts when you start your cool down. As soon as you finish running, the recovery begins. So during the run, you want to make sure everyone has some type of fluid that they're carrying. It won't be as hot, but it will be warm. So you want to make sure everybody is hydrated. Followed by a stretch. At the end, you want to encourage the ladies to replenish lost fluids. Some ladies don't drink while they are running or while they are in their activity. So encourage the ladies at the end to replenish those lost fluids, okay? And also have a balanced meal. That's very important. Some ladies don't eat afterwards because they don't want to lose that, that workout, but you have to replenish, okay? And then resting is important, so encourage the ladies to rest, because if they don't get the proper recovery, they're going to feel it on their next training session. Any questions? Thank you.